Husband takes shocking revenge after catching cheating wife in bed. Reddit cheating stories. I never thought I'd be the kind of man to spy on my wife. I used to believe that love meant trust, that if you had to check someone's phone or follow them, the relationship was already over. But when I stood outside that hotel room door, hearing my wife's laughter mixed with another man's voice, my world cracked open. I'm Daniel, 36 years old. My wife, Claire, and I had been married for 8 years. We met in college. She was the outgoing art student, and I was the quiet business major who somehow made her laugh. For years, we were inseparable. I built my own small construction company, while she ran a local boutique. Life wasn't luxurious, but it was comfortable, honest, and built on years of hard work and sacrifice. Or at least, I thought it was. It all started to change when Claire began working late, or so she claimed. I didn't suspect anything at first. She said she was preparing for a big business expansion, and I wanted to be supportive. But the small things began to pile up. A new phone password, deleted messages, expensive perfume she never wore for me, and that distant look in her eyes when I spoke to her. One night, while she was working late, her best friend, Megan, called me by mistake. I could hear music in the background, not the kind you'd hear in a boutique, but the kind you'd hear in a fancy hotel lounge. I didn't confront her immediately. Instead, I decided to find out for myself. A friend of mine who worked in hotel security helped me identify her car at a downtown hotel. The next evening, I followed her. My heart pounded like a drum the whole drive. I parked across the street, waited, and then followed her in after 10 minutes. She was in room 317. I'll never forget that number. When I opened the door with the spare card my friend gave me, time froze. There she was, my wife, the woman I had shared my soul with, tangled in the sheets with another man. A man I recognized. My business partner, Jason. The man I had helped through his divorce. The man I had trusted with everything. Claire screamed, covering herself with the blanket, but the damage was already done. Jason stuttered some excuse, something about, it just happened, but I didn't say a word. I just stood there, staring, until the silence crushed them both. Then I walked out. For 3 days, I didn't answer any of Claire's calls. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I just thought. When I finally returned home, she was waiting. Red-eyed, shaking, begging for forgiveness. She claimed it was a mistake, that it meant nothing, and that she still loved me. But I knew better. You don't accidentally betray someone you love. You don't fall into someone else's bed by mistake. That night, I made a decision, not just to walk away, but to take back what they both stole from me. My dignity. My business. My peace. I started quietly. Jason and I owned a 50-50 partnership in my construction company. Over the next few weeks, I met with clients privately and explained that I was restructuring. I offered them personal contracts under a new business name, one registered entirely under me. I worked late into the night, rebuilding everything from scratch. Meanwhile, I pretended to reconcile with Claire. She thought I was forgiving her, that I was giving us another chance. But forgiveness wasn't part of my plan. One evening, I told her I wanted to surprise Jason, that I was ready to forgive, and wanted to make peace. She smiled, relieved, and helped me organize a small dinner at our home. Jason arrived, all smug and pretending nothing happened. After dinner, I brought out a folder and laid it on the table. Inside were copies of bank statements, client contracts, and legal documents showing that I had dissolved the original business partnership and transferred every asset to my new company. Jason's face drained of color. Claire looked confused, until I turned to her and said, "You helped him betray me. You both deserve each other. Enjoy starting from zero." Jason started yelling, threatening legal action, but I just smiled. Good luck proving anything when I've documented every shady expense you've charged to the company over the last 6 months. The authorities might be interested in that. Then I turned to Claire and handed her divorce papers. "You can keep the house," I said calmly. "I don't need it. Every corner reminds me of lies." She burst into tears, trying to hold my arm, pleading, "Please, Daniel, I made a mistake. Don't throw everything away." I looked at her one last time and said, "You already did." I moved out the next day and stayed with my brother for a while. It wasn't easy. There were nights I woke up angry, nights I missed her, and mornings where I felt like my whole life had been a bad dream. But slowly, I began to rebuild. A year later, my new company thrived. I hired good people, people I could trust. I even started volunteering at a local shelter, helping others get back on their feet. That's where I met Emily, kind, thoughtful, the type of woman who didn't need attention to feel loved. She taught me that love isn't about perfection or promises, it's about respect and honesty. When I look back now, I don't see revenge as the victory. My true revenge wasn't destroying my ex-wife's comfort or humiliating Jason. It was walking away from the wreckage they created and building something better from it. Because sometimes, the best revenge isn't getting even, it's getting free. And I did. Completely.